So what's up, guys? It's Ninja and Ninja, and basically, I got a video for you today. Um, it's unfortunate that I have to make this a video, but basically, the world is soft, the world is stupid, and the world is weak, and the world sucks. Um, I myself am a strong leader, because I have old morals, basically built into who I am. And because of my disability, I am still who I am. Because I am a dog, right? I am still who I am. I am the unhouse broken dog, right? You couldn't break me. The school system sucks. It removes your intelligence. Um, and just like George Carlin said, it makes you smart enough to do the job, but you're dumb enough to think you're stuck where you are. And that's the world. He's seen it for how it was. George Carlin's seen it. Like, he's one dude I think I could learn from, right? I don't think there's many people in the world that can benefit from being around, but he's one. And him knowing, if you if you knew me, yeah. Anyways. So I seen this video, right? One second. Did that? No. Okay. Sorry, I should have done this before, but whatever. Should have. Oops. Lol. Okay. So this video is uploaded by David Pacman, the Rational National. Celebrities call out other celebrities for being cowards on Gaza. Now, I don't know too much on the matter, but what I do know is that this, in general, it's sad. Okay, now watch.
I'm not going to be one of those people that has to look my grandkid in the eye, my kid in the eye, and go, "I didn't care," because you don't have any other. You don't have any other answer.
Is Taylor Swift a coward? Let me back up here. So, do you believe?
First off, is Taylor Swift a coward? Depends on what you're reasoning and to why. As per usual, it depends. But go ahead.
That it is cowardice for celebrities to, at this point, still remain silent on the genocide in Gaza, which in many cases their own government is funding and supporting.
So, you're saying is it cowardice for her not to chime in, basically? Okay.
So in this video, I'm going to break that down, including a clip from Hasan that sparked this conversation, as well as a couple of clips from celebrities calling out other celebrities for being cowards. And I'll get to my thoughts on it, which I think are already obvious. But let me first start with this clip from Hasan where he was speaking on Taylor Swift still remaining silent on what is happening.
I don't think it's unfair for me to say that any fucking media figure at this stage that still remains silent on Israel's genocide in Gaza is being a little bit of a coward.
I don't.
Is that really unfair?
Yeah.
Of me to say? Am I being out of pocket?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not expecting her to fucking carry the banner over here, you know?
Doesn't matter. Kind of are.
I'm not saying Taylor Swift say globalize the intifada, okay? I'm simply saying, like, it'd be nice for such a prominent figure with so much influence.
No, what would be nice? Again, this is the problem with the world. Is you don't know how to focus. You're so busy with this Taylor Swift bullshit, you're not focusing. It would be nice if this problem wasn't a problem, right? I don't know much about it. All I know is there's a problem, and you're bitching about Taylor Swift and her influence on the problem instead of focusing on the problem. You see what I'm saying? So,
to greatly expand the permission structure. And at this point, it's not even an expansion of the permission structure, to be fair. At this point, it's basically to, to save her to save good favor for her, because I feel like Miss Rachel was right when she said, you know, it's more of a problem it's more of a problem for you now to not speak out.
So I actually have a clip from Miss Rachel coming up as well.
So I want to say, and be careful because the edits and whatnot, and he abruptly edited, he cut right there, and so it's important to know what the rest of his context was, because context is an important asset to life. That's why everything in life depends. Everything depends. It depends on the context. People who make arguments without knowing the context are fools, and that's what what's it called, the rich pay to empower. They pay to give the rich, or the rich pay to give people money to make a problem when there isn't one. That's what's going on, and what happens is that is so loud that truth can't be heard, and so the ship flies into an iceberg because you didn't hear the captain saying turn left, because you're too busy dealing with bullshit about Brenda and her purse, right? Anyways,
Well, as she was recently interviewed by Democracy Now, but I think the point here is fairly obvious. Now, before I get to
again, it's the side point because you're not focusing. You're focused on some bullshit. But why are we? Anyways,
the reaction from at least one of the replies that I saw on my post about this, and you know, the thought process in terms of people that think it's not cowardly to be quiet when you have a massive platform. We'll get to that, but
it depends. What if the person doesn't know and was never notified or involved? What if the person's a child? What if the person said that they hated them and they were going to look at this? Like, you're going to call them a coward because they have a bias, or a bias? Yeah, we'll just say bias. Like, it depends. And you're being stupid and you're caught in the weeds bitching about someone else's weeds. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Focus, you fucking idiot. Again, this is the problem in America. Anyways.
I think it's important to establish the reality of what is going on so we understand.
What? No, you're not. This is the reality of what's going on. This is the reality of some side bullshit.
And the moment, and that this is not a typical political issue. So you have Amnesty International calling what Israel is doing a genocide in Gaza.
Okay.
You have Human Rights Watch calling it a genocide.
Okay.
You have two Israel-based human rights organizations, and I covered this when this first hit, B'Tselem and Physicians for Human Rights in Israel, both calling it a genocide.
Okay.
You have the UN calling it a genocide.
Okay.
Then, of course, you had the ICC arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu,
Okay.
where they go on to say, charges war crimes of starvation as a method of warfare and intentionally directing an attack against the civilian population, and crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. For all of these obvious reasons, this is a unique situation where even if you want to hold the position that celebrities don't need to give their opinion on everything, which I would agree they don't, this is a situation where you have not just a genocide, but one that your own government in the US, in the UK, are actively supporting militarily. So I replied to this video saying he's 100% right. One person replied saying, one does not have to have an opinion on everything.
Right.
And as I said, no, but you should have an opinion on a genocide your government is funding, particularly if you have the platform to spotlight it while it is currently happening.
Not really.
I don't think this is a lot to ask.
Yes, it is.
But for a lot of celebrities, and some of the biggest ones, it apparently is. Yet you have people like Miss Rachel, who is a children's entertainer on YouTube.
Okay.
She didn't have to bring herself into this, but she felt a moral responsibility to speak out. Here she is on Democracy Now! Discussing why she felt the need to speak out.
Again, this is what the rich pay him for, is because he's giving a light to all this other bullshit, which draws you further into the net of bullshit, and that pulls you away from the truth, which you should be focused on. But we're going the opposite way, and this is exactly why he pops off and does well, is because they're guiding traffic to him because he's going to bring more traffic. You understand? But this is something that doesn't matter. It's weeds bullshit. To the core, we should be speaking. He's going the opposite way. What aren't you talking about? Why don't you? That's like where the left fucked up. Like, stop it.
As an early childhood educator, I know what children need to thrive.
And that voice does not fit you at all. You're hella faking it, but it's whatever.
They need food, and food is being blocked from them. They need water, and water is being blocked. They need to be in school, and they've been out of school for 2 years because most of their schools have been bombed. They need medical care, and most of their hospitals have been bombed. So
it sounds like she's speaking out about it because it directly affects her world, right? You could say that. She's a teacher. They're blowing up schools. She's a teacher, and they're blowing up schools. Like, there you go. What does that have to do with Taylor Swift?
I see precious children, and I see them just like I see my children. And I see all children as precious and equal. My deep care for children doesn't stop at any border. And I saw these human rights violations, and I had to speak up because it's who I am. That's who I am as Miss Rachel. I love all kids.
Now, I've covered Miss Rachel.
And again, it's fine. Do what you want. That's fine. And that includes not talking about it. Do what you want. That includes not doing anything, David, which you don't seem to understand. You don't have to chime in. But anyways.
Before and the attacks that she faced when she first came out to speak on this over a year ago. But this is, you can't think of a better example of an apolitical or non-political type of celebrity than a children's entertainer and educator.
Again, she has schools, and they're blowing up schools. You acting like she's not, like it doesn't include her. It's very ignorant and stupid of you. It's one or the other. It's either ignorant or you're stupid. One or the other, because they are related, regardless how you feel about it. But continue.
Yet Miss Rachel felt the need to come out and speak on it because she feels a moral need to do that.
Right.
Meanwhile, musicians, where a lot of
have no tie to it at all, but continue.
Music is political.
Not really. It can be.
Aren't speaking out. Someone like Taylor Swift, who arguably is the largest musician in the world.
So what?
Not saying anything.
So
when
what?
it's not going to hurt her career to do so,
How
considering
do you know
she
that?
has a
You
lot of
don't.
money, she has a lot of sway.
Who cares?
You look.
Maybe she actually cares about what she fucking talks about. Maybe she isn't like you and she's not pretending to be something she isn't. Maybe that's who she is. Then that's it. You could change because you're fake. She isn't. Leave it alone.
Get actual data and polling on where people feel, how people feel about this. It's not going to hurt her in any way.
You don't know that.
And by the way, even if it did, I would hope that wouldn't stop people who are already well off from saying anything. But
it's not the point if they're well off or not to say something or not. It's not their job to do so. Just because you feel like they could doesn't mean they should. Basically, this is the left reaching too much. You're making an expectation out of something that is a choice.
To not say anything when you are in a political space, which is music, that in itself is inherently political. Being silent is a political choice.
No, it's
because
not.
you are choosing not to do anything.
Right. It's because you don't know. I don't want to say, I don't know. I don't want to fucking do with it. I don't know. It's not my problem. I don't know. It's not. There's nothing wrong with it. No one's talked to her. The connection hasn't been made yet. And she's not living out there in the ether world. It's just not affecting her in her world. You understand? Just because you want to cry about it, just because you want people to see you and for your traffic to notice you and viewers to notice you, and you want to connect Taylor Swift to your show because you want more hits and because of the algorithm and whatnot, and the rich people that make money off of your show because of all of this shit and all that bullshit. She's being strangled into this, and it's not authentic, it's not real, it's fake, it's artificial, it's synthetic, it's horse shit, and this is the problem.
This is why I find it hilarious when there are these arguments over politics where people argue for the status quo, you know, the establishment, and are trying to act like they're being neutral or level-headed. Neutrality in the face of the status quo, that is a political choice. It is a political position to be neutral and do nothing.
No, it's that in your blue-minded liberal kind of you owe it to us world, but when it comes to like the middle, no one cares. But when your middle is halfway on there's 2 football fields into the red and into the blue, and you're at the 50-yard line into the blue, and that's your normal. That's not normal. That's your normal. You understand? Just because it's normal for you to say something doesn't mean it's normal for her, and she is on the right, basically. So it's even worse for her to get in. She lives in private property in that whole 9 yards, and lack of government and control. And you believe in government. You see what I'm saying? Like, the two worlds do not collide, and the world does not revolve around you, buddy. Shut up.
The idea that staying silent is being non-political or staying out of it, no, it's not. You are making an act.
Okay, you're making an ass of yourself. But anyways, so what I want to say is that's how you feel, that's what you think, and you're stupid and you're wrong. And last but not least is this. I want to read up this.
I remember right around September 11th, Ja Rule was on MTV. That's what they said. They said, we got Ja Rule on the phone. Let's see what Ja's thoughts are on this tragedy. Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule thinks at a time like this? Nigga, this is ridiculous. I don't want to dance. I'm scared to death. I want some answers that Ja Rule might not have right now. You think when bad shit happens to me, I'll be in the crib like, oh my God, this is terrible. Could somebody please find Ja Rule, get hold of this motherfucker so I can make sense of all this? Where is Ja? Guide me, Ja Rule.
That's what the world was. Do you understand? That's what the world was. You're sitting there crying about, like, she owes it to us. She doesn't. No, she don't. She don't owe you shit. Fuck you, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you aren't in the middle. You're on the blue. You are in the blue. You are a Karen, basically, so to speak. Shut up. No one cares. Find me Ja Rule. Oh my God, this nigga Ja Rule. That's you. Shut up, fool. Shut up. She don't owe anything. She owes you nothing. She can stay quiet. She has a following. She has an audience. Who cares? That's hers. She can do what she wants with it. You can shut the fuck up. Stop trying to stop trying to force people into shit that they didn't sign up for, you motherfucker. Anyways, I'm out here. Be well, be happy, be safe. Peace.